Welcome to X Confessions Unlocked, where X secrets spill, revenge gets served, and sometimes X's come crawling back. Subscribe now for real, unfiltered stories about love gone wrong, and sometimes very right. Drop a comment with your X drama. Yours could be next. I was making spaghetti when my life fell apart. The water had just started boiling when Olivia's work meeting spilled out from her laptop into our apartment. Normally, I tuned out her Zoom calls, but today her voice cut through the kitchen noise like a knife. God, if he proposes this weekend, I'll die. My hand froze halfway to dropping the pasta in the pot. That was Olivia's voice, but not her work voice. This was her gossip with girlfriend's voice, the one she used when she thought I couldn't hear her. You still haven't broken up with him? Another woman asked. Olivia sighed that dramatic sigh I used to think was cute. It's not that simple. He pays my rent, my car payment. Do you know how expensive it is to dump someone who pays your bills? The noodles slipped from my fingers into the boiling water as a man's voice chimed in. Just say yes, then take him to the cleaners and the divorce. Their laughter filled our apartment that I paid for. I moved closer without realizing it, my bare feet silent on the tile. On screen, I could see Olivia's reflection in her dark laptop screen, rolling her eyes at me like I was some annoying chore she had to deal with. Honestly, I've been trying to slowly end things, she continued, but he's so clueless. Just keeps buying me stupid gifts like that's going to fix anything. My mind flashed to the necklace I'd bought her last week. The one she'd kissed me for and called perfect. Just keep using him until you get that promotion, the guy said. Then drop him like a bad habit. Oh, I plan to. Olivia laughed. He thinks I'm visiting my parents this weekend. Joke's on him. I'll be in Miami with. A sudden gasp. A click. Silence. I was still standing there when Olivia appeared in the kitchen doorway, her face pale. Peter, she said, her voice suddenly sweet again. How long have you been standing there? I looked down at the spaghetti boiling over, the water hissing as it hit the burner. Long enough to know you've been lying to me. Her perfect eyebrows shot up. It wasn't what it sounded like. We were just joking around. I wiped my hands on the towel, the one I'd bought because she didn't like our old one. Funny joke. Her phone started buzzing like crazy before she could respond. Notification after notification lighting up the screen. Bank alert, card declined. Bank alert, scheduled payment canceled. Email, HR meeting requested. Olivia's mouth fell open. What did you do? I stopped being your ATM, I said simply. She opened her mouth to yell just as her phone rang. Some guy's name flashed on the screen, not a coworker's name. A name I didn't recognize. When she answered, a man's angry voice shouted loud enough for me to hear. Why the hell is my card getting declined to the hotel? Olivia's eyes went wide as she looked at me. And that's when I realized the lies went much deeper than I thought. The moment Olivia's phone hit the floor, I knew my entire relationship had been a carefully constructed lie. Her designer phone case cracked against the hardwood as that angry male voice kept shouting through the speaker. Olivia? Hello. What's going on with the reservations? I bent down and picked it up before she could. Who is this? The line went dead. Olivia's perfectly manicured hands were shaking. James, please. I stared at the caller ID, Miami trip. Below it, 3 missed calls from someone named Mark R. and 17 unread messages. My thumb swiped right before she could stop me. The most recent text took my breath away. Mark R. Can't wait to have you all to myself this weekend. This guy still doesn't suspect anything? Olivia. Not a clue. Just transferred him more rent money from our joint account, lol. The dates showed this conversation happened yesterday. While I was at work. While she kissed me goodbye like nothing was wrong. I scrolled up, my hands trembling. Olivia, 2 weeks ago, still on for Cabo next month? He's so obsessed he'll probably pay my credit card bill without even checking. Mark R. That's my girl. The room spun. Olivia lunged for the phone, but I held it out of reach. Who the hell is Mark? Her mouth opened and closed like a fish. He's just a friend from college. Bullshit. I kept scrolling, each message worse than the last. Vacation plans. Flirty jokes. Intimate details about our relationship. Our private life. Being shared like gossip. Then I found the photos. Selfies of her in lingerie I'd never seen. In a bedroom I didn't recognize. With a tanned arm slung possessively around her waist. The timestamp was 3 days ago, when she'd supposedly been at a work conference. Olivia started crying. It's not what it looks like. I threw her phone onto the couch and pulled out my own, opening our banking app. All those rent transfers she'd sent me. I'd never questioned why they came from different accounts each month. Now I knew. They weren't her accounts. They were his. Mark R. had been paying her half of the rent this whole time. and she'd been playing us both. I canceled every payment, locked our joint accounts, then did something I'd never done before. I went through her email. The inbox was a horror show. Flight confirmation, Miami this weekend. Hotel reservation, King Suite, champagne, arrival package. Credit card statement, $3,200 at a jewelry store, 2 weeks after I'd bought her that necklace. But the worst was the email from her boss with the subject line, final warning. Olivia, this is your last chance to explain the unauthorized expense reports. The $12,000 in client dinners that never happened? The fake invoices? HR needs your response by Monday, or we're pressing charges. I looked up at Olivia, who was now hyperventilating on her couch. You were stealing from your job, too? Her head snapped up. You went to my emails? You left your laptop open, I said coldly. Just like you left your mic on. She opened her mouth to respond when her phone buzzed again. A new text from Mark. WTF is going on? My Amex just got declined at the Four Seasons. I couldn't help it, I laughed. The sound was harsh and ugly in our silent apartment. Looks like your backup plan just fell through. Olivia's face twisted in rage. You have no idea what you've just done. She grabbed her purse and stormed out, slamming the door so hard the framed photo of us from last Christmas fell and shattered. I thought that was the end of it. Then my phone rang. Unknown caller. I answered, and a deep male voice said, "So you're the idiot who's been paying my girlfriend's rent." The morning after Olivia stormed out, I woke up to the smell of coffee. Not my coffee. I stumbled into the kitchen to find her sitting at our dining table, wearing the same clothes from last night, 2 empty wine bottles beside her. Her perfect blonde hair was a mess, her makeup smeared. She looked up at me with red-rimmed eyes. I lost everything, she whispered. I crossed my arms and leaned against the doorway. The apartment felt different now, like I was standing in a museum of our dead relationship. The photos on the walls, the throw pillows she'd picked out, even the goddamn fruit bowl, all felt like exhibits in a show that was finally closing. Mark blocked me. She continued, her voice breaking. My boss fired me over email at 3 a.m. My credit cards. She held up her phone, showing multiple declined payment notifications. I should have felt satisfaction. Instead, I just felt tired. Olivia reached for my hand. Peter, please. I made mistakes, but I pulled away. Mistakes? My laugh came out harsh. You didn't forget to pay a parking ticket, Olivia. You built a whole secret life. Her phone buzzed on the table. Another declined transaction alert. She flinched like it physically hurt. I poured myself coffee into my mug, not the matching set she loved, and sat across from her. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to pack whatever fits in your car today. The rest? I'm donating it. Her head snapped up. You can't. I can. Your name was never on the lease, remember? I sipped my coffee, watching that truth sink in. How convenient for you. No legal ties to this place or me. Olivia opened her mouth, then closed it. That was new. The speechless part. I slid an envelope across the table. 1 month's rent at the extended stay by the highway. Paid in cash. After that, you're on your own. She stared at it like it might bite her. Why are you being nice to me? I'm not, I said simply. I'm being done with you. The knock at the door startled us both. Olivia paled when she looked through the peephole. It's Mark's wife. Now that got my attention. I opened the door to find a well-dressed woman in her 40s holding a manila folder. She ignored me completely. Her gaze locked on Olivia. Lydia, I can explain, Olivia started. The woman, Lydia, smiled coldly. No need. Mark confessed everything last night. She tossed the folder onto the table, including how you've been blackmailing him for months. My eyebrows shot up. This just kept getting better. Olivia looked like she might vomit. That's not true. Lydia pulled out her phone and played a recording. Just transfer the money or I'll tell your wife everything. Olivia's voice said clearly. And your boss. And the IRS about those offshore accounts. Olivia's face went sheet white. Lydia tucked her phone away. Here's what's going to happen. You'll sign this repayment agreement for every dime Mark gave you. You'll delete every photo, every text. Or, she nodded to the folder. Olivia opened it to find printouts of her fake expense reports from work, the ones I'd seen in her email. My brother is the CFO at your former company, Lydia said pleasantly. sign the paper, or he presses charges. I whistled low. Olivia had been playing chess while thinking it was checkers. The next 20 minutes were a blur of Olivia signing documents, Lydia collecting them with the efficiency of a corporate assassin, and me watching my ex's entire world collapse in real time. When Lydia left, the apartment felt heavier. Olivia sat slumped at the table, the envelope of cash untouched. "I didn't mean for any of this to happen," she said quietly. "I finished my coffee." "Yeah, you did. You just didn't mean to get caught." She looked up at me, then really looked at me, and for the first time in our relationship, I saw genuine shame. "What do I do now?" I grabbed my keys from the hook by the door, the one she'd insisted on buying from some overpriced home goods store. "Same thing the rest of us do when we mess up, Olivia. Start over." As I walked out, I heard her whisper, "I don't know how." The door clicked shut behind me. 3 months later, I got a postcard with no return address. On the front, a photo of a diner in some small town I'd never heard of. On the back, just 2 words: "Thank you." I tossed it in the trash where it belonged.